Hello science enthusiasts. Today we are talking about how could virtual reality enhance education and training by implementing new ways over the already established learning theories. Virtual reality educational applications are supporting educational systems to provide better and more realistic training. Military training systems have already incorporated such applications in their training programs, having positive results in terms of training outcomes, safety, and cost efficiency. The technological evolution of the past decades cannot leave the educational community unaffected. Intelligent tutoring systems and educational applications of virtual reality (VR) are being adopted in formal, non-formal, and informal education. The educational outcomes of these applications appear more than promising when it comes to gaining new knowledge, developing new skills, and changing the educational attitudes of the trainees involved. Let's now shed some light on the basic concepts we are going to meet later. Learning theories. 1. Experiential learning. Learning can be defined as the process of continuous experiences processing, resulting in the transformation of these experiences into knowledge, skills, attitudes, values, and feelings. It can also be defined as an educational process where the learner acquires experiences that he or she is reflecting on, which results in redefining or developing new attitudes, thoughts, and abilities. Experiential learning is identified as the process that has as its main element the reflection on the experience and learning from it. 2. Active learning. In parallel ways with the experiential learning, active learning approaches the educational process by suggesting methods of active participation in learning processes. A learning process can be defined as active when the trainee is actively involved and is not receiving passively messages through the trainer. 3. Constructive learning. The theories of experiential and active learning come in complement with the theory of constructivist learning by Piaget and Dewey. The theory of constructive learning argues that the subject learns through processing the combination of information she receives from the senses, pre-existing knowledge and new situations so that to develop a new vision and perception of things through active and related learning activities. In conclusion, experiential, active learning helps trainees gain an excellent ability to perceive complex concepts contrary to passive learning that does not. The use of virtual reality seems to enhance learning in the above sense since it offers realistic experiences in a virtual environment. Virtual reality. Virtual reality is the use of technological means in order to create an artificial, interactive environment, which when in its best form, a person user would perceive it as real. In order to avoid confusion between conventional computer systems with virtual reality systems, we can differentiate them by emphasizing the fact that in virtual reality the user directly affects the virtual world and what is happening there depends directly and primarily on the user, since his/her actions are counted in the result. In contrast to this, in a conventional computing system, behavior and outcome can be predicted. The basic features of virtual reality can be traced to 3 levels: immersion, interaction, real-time. Immersion refers to the degree of the user's sense of being in a 3-dimensional virtual environment rather than in the real world. Interaction concerns the ability of the computing system to change the virtual environment according to the user's inputs. Real-time refers to the immediacy with which changes can be made to the virtual environment according to the user's inputs. Virtual reality as an experience. The kinesthetic capabilities of our body, acquired through real-world experience, can be exploited to understand spatial perception through physical activity in the virtual space. These real-world experiences can be also experienced in virtual reality environments where, through immersion, the artificial environment is perceived as real. In order to achieve this, it is necessary the artificial environments exhibit a very high accuracy of visualization of reality. Virtual reality and modern learning theories. In recent years there has been a shift in educational systems towards modern learning theories, which support the active participation of the trainee in the learning process, leaving back the educational processes, which wanted the trainee as an observer of an authority teacher. As mentioned above, modern learning theories highlight as their most important learning elements the experiential learning, direct interaction with the subject, and the approach of abstract notions through as many senses as possible. A virtual reality education system enables users to experience the learning process in a more empirical way. In addition, interacting with objects that cannot be detected by our senses in the real world, such as DNA chains, can help in actively building thoughts about the real environment from the learners themselves, which helps self-act and offers additional incentives in the learning process. Problems emerging when using virtual reality for educational purposes. As already shown, the use of virtual reality applications in the general educational process has many advantages and offers possibilities that could not be obtained using conventional learning practices. However, there are some problems that need to be overcome in order for the educational community to obtain the benefits of using virtual reality as an educational tool. The main drawbacks of using virtual reality as an educational tool have to do with the cost of use, the time required to learn various virtual reality education applications by both trainers and learners, as well as possible negative mood of incorporating the required changes into the curriculum of educational organizations, which may tend to adhere to the already well-known and tested educational programs. As with any new technology, there will be a mitigation of the concerns on VR as this technology will increasingly be used, even in areas outside education. Finally, it is necessary to emphasize that, as with any new technology, virtual reality should be used in a cost-effective way and through a critical eye, in order to promote learning. In conclusion, virtual reality seems to be the means for developing an educational system based on experiential, active, and constructive learning theories. By using educational virtual reality applications, the user actively participates in the educational process, gains new, realistic experiences and reflects on previous ones and interacts with the environment in a virtual world. Still, real-life training should be the core of every educational program, but virtual reality is indeed supporting and enhancing the efficiency of real-life training. So, my fellow science enthusiasts, that's all for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more science-related videos to come.